John, Tapatema Clash against Shamrock Rovers, what will be a packed Turner's Cross. This is what it's all about, really, isn't it?
It is, it's great. They're great games to be involved in. We've had a great start, and as have Rovers, to be honest. And in fairness, they're always a big attraction anyway. They always bring a crowd, and they're always big games, and with the two teams at the top of the table. But same thing, it's as John always says, the same 3 points we got in Athlone last week, and it's just a matter of being focused, train right, and go out and be ready for it, and do things right, and we should hopefully win the game.
Is there a bit of an extra buzz around the training ground now because it's such a massive game on Friday?
No, I think the lads, in fairness, I think they just take one game at a time no matter who we're playing. I think they just approach it right, and that's what John has been trying to get them to do. And in fairness, at training, they're always good lads anyway. They always train right, and they always seem to approach the games in the right way, so I think they'll be ready for it. All they should be anyway. So
an unusual week for yourself, John, in that the manager's away at with doing his pro licence. Great game to be in charge, or the preparation anyway.
It is, but the work, in fairness, the work doesn't just come down to the few days we're training this week. It's been on since January, since we've been back, really. So it's just a matter of the lads, in fairness, they're all fit lads, just need recovery and a bit of training. It'll be light, and just keep tipping away for the week, and just keeping going what John has been trying to do. So Billy Woods is there as well, and Phil Harrington's, the three of us have been doing it this morning now, and we're off tomorrow. We're back in Thursday for another session. So yeah, it's good, but we enjoy it every day, every week anyway. Obviously, ideally John would be here himself, even for the players' sake and for everyone, and even I know himself, he'd want to be here as well. So it's just unfortunate the week that he's had to go away.
Well, I assure people that he will be here on Friday night.
He will. I was speaking to him this morning now, and probably speak to him again tomorrow, so he'll definitely be here anyway.
And there's good interaction between Billy Denny, he is back with us, and Dan Murray. Kieran Kilduff has gone the other way, so I think that'll add another bit of spice to it.
It is and there's a few Rovers lads obviously back down to us, and I say there was other players like Danny Murphy and stuff as well. And you say Kilduff, and I know everyone in the club still speaks very highly of him. So he was obviously, he's obviously a very good player. I think it was 11 and 14 he got or something.
That's right.
So all the lads still speak very highly of him, even the lads on the board and stuff. He seemed a decent lad, so. Obviously, we'll have to be aware of him, but sure, they have 10 other players on the pitch, and that you'll have to worry about as well.
He'll be here next season.
John, what's been the major differences or big differences between the League of Ireland and Corsica and where you've come from?
Well, obviously the full-time training. I was in a full-time job up till I left it at Christmas to take up this role with John, and it's mainly that, it's just the full-time training. We're in every day, even for the lads, I suppose. They train in the evenings. I know. It's been full on, but it's the way I always wanted to do things. Even when I was with Avondale and stuff, it was, I don't think you get anything out of it if you don't anyway. So, and it's good. I enjoy being in every day with the lads, and in fairness, they're a great bunch to work with. Anything you ask them to do, they'll do, and it's great. It was it's something that you always want to do. When I left Avondale, it wasn't something I thought of, but when it came up, I was never going to turn it down, to be honest.
And how big an impact or an input have they got to feel? Whether you're kind of...
Oh, I speak to John on a daily basis, practically a bit more, to be honest, as people will tell you, John could ring you. My phone is vibrating now, so it's probably him. But, everything he discusses everything, not just with me, with Billy and Phil as well, Phil Harrington, so...
Would you all have an input then in the team selection?
Yeah, and obviously John has to say it then, obviously he's the manager, so if he's thinking of doing something, he'll always ask your opinion, and whether he takes it on board is his own decision.
Is it?
Pardon?
Blame him then when you lose it.
He can blame us then, yeah.
You got hammered on Sunday morning.
Yeah. Well.
John, were you surprised to be asked by John to become assistant?
I was. I know John, I played with him at the club back in the late 90s and stuff for a few years, and played with him obviously a good few years with Avondale with him, and I'd know him well, and even when I left Avondale and he was manager of UCC and I was manager of Avondale, we always still remained, we'd always speak a few times a week and stuff, and I was, to be honest, it was something I never, even when I heard he was going for the job, I always thought that he was the man to get it. I thought that was the end of, it should have been the end of talking to other people, to be honest, because I always felt he should have got it, and it never entered my mind, to be honest, until one day I was at work and I had a message on my phone at lunchtime, so I met him that evening, and it didn't take long to decide, really.
Yeah.
You know, he said, go home and speak to my partner, but I didn't even have to, you know, there was no, I didn't.
And like, was there any bit of kind of scariness, you know, at leaving a full-time job to join an industry where it's fairly unstable, I suppose, at times, like?
I know people think that, but sure, I always feel that you don't get anything. You know, sometimes you have to take chances to be a success at something, like, so I was never going to turn it down, because I felt if you turn it down, the chance of it coming around again are very slim, so, you know, hopefully it'll work out.
And did you think like that City would be up near the top of the table so soon after John coming in?
Well, like, you look at the players that were there, like when we doing pre-season, and the players that John brought in, and you have young players coming through like Brian here, who's been outstanding. Do you know, like, I know Brian, I can remember Brian playing against us when he was at Corinthians when he was about 16, I'd say. Do you know, and I always knew he was going to be a very good player and play at this level at least. So, do you know, there was good young lads like John Kavanagh and Rob Lehan, and, do you know, all these lads coming through. And then you have the experienced fellas still coming around, like Colin Healy, Dan Murray, do you know, even Anthony Elding, very experienced, Mark McNulty, Liam Carney coming back into the club.
Yeah.
Do you know, and like, we felt quietly confident that we could, you know, achieve something, which we've done nothing yet as such. You know, the season, it's a long way to go, but we've a good bunch and they work hard and they've good attitudes, and as long as you've that, you always have a chance anyway.
Yeah,
so.
and it's great. I suppose that there's such a buzz about the club at the moment, like that. You know, I suppose John was obviously a popular figure with the fans, like, so that was going to play with the results. Like, it's really kind of.
It has, and like, obviously now since John was appointed manager, as you said, there was a buzz all over the city, and then fortunate enough we got a good start. So hopefully the buzz will continue, because we know that if the club is doing well, it's even my time playing there. Once the club is doing well, the support is phenomenal. Yeah. There's no club in the country like it. Turner's Cross, you look at other stadiums, there's not a stadium in the country like it either. It's the best place to play.
Yeah.
And the lads know that, and, you know, like, hopefully now we can go Friday and get another good positive result and take it from there then.
But John, what you've achieved without 3 or 4 strikers, like, it must be really pleasing to you.
It is, well.
And I know you know Marcus Sullivan well,
yeah.
and he's been absolutely outstanding as well.
He is, like, John would know him well. John actually signed him from Avondale that time. He signed when he was young. I think Mark was only early 20s probably. But, like, we knew what we were getting with him. Do you know, he's as honest as the day is long. He's a great lad. He works hard. He's probably a bit too honest at times. He'd run through a wall if he'd play through it, you know. And he's a handful. He's very good. He works very hard, and, you know, we knew what we get with him. And in fairness to him, he has done very well. And he's taken slightly longer to recover during games than say some of the lads. But like, he just keeps going. In fairness to him, and, like, even the lads will tell you, it's great when you have someone up front who will do that for you. And it is a bit hard on him at the moment, because obviously the likes of Danny, Michael and Anthony are all injured at the moment. So it's unfortunate that we've got injuries, but they all seem to be in the one position. So I don't know, but hopefully now we'll get a couple of them back soon to give them a bit of help.
Danny and Michael will be out for Friday night.
Yeah, they'll be out for
Friday. Is there any chance of anything?
We'll probably know more probably tomorrow after training, so we'll see. It's probably 50-50, so.
Well, you must be pleased with your own start.
Right, before you start there, we'll do swap seats with John.
Leave him alone now.
Yeah, I'm happy enough with how we started. Obviously it's a big step up, like, the level it's really high, but it's easy then when you've good players playing around you, and don't know, I'm just happy.
So you're happy you put all the injuries behind you now, so
yeah, exactly.
this is the first kind of spell of you've been injury free for a while.
Yeah, I had a kind of nightmare season last year. Really, I was out for 8 months, kind of two bad injuries. So I'm just happy now to be over them. I think I was growing as well, so that didn't help. But it's good to get a run in the team now. I'm happy.
And playing at full back, have you been surprised at this at full back you're playing rather?
Well, yeah, like, primarily I would have played in centre midfield, but I would have played right full the odd time. But I enjoy playing there. Like, John gives me a kind of license to go forward as much as I can, which is I like doing that as well.
It must be great having Colin Healy with you and people like Dan Murray, Mark McNulty behind you as well.
Oh, definitely, it's huge. Like, even in training, like, because Colin's a centre mid and I kind of see myself as a centre mid as well, he'd be telling me what to do and just to improve on stuff. And then Dan Murray at the back, like, when I'm playing at right full and he's just inside me, he's always kind of giving me advice and just moving me positional wise and stuff. And Mark as well, like, it's great. I'm lucky, to be honest.
There seems to be a great more spirit and passion around the club this season than we've seen for a while, I'd say.
Well, yeah, there's great atmosphere in training and real confidence as well. And I think that kind of stemmed from pre-season. Like I don't know, I think we had a really tough pre-season. I think we're still seeing the benefits of that, to be honest. I think, for being honest, like although we've picked up like decent results and good points, we probably haven't played to our full potential yet, which is another positive.
Well, you're playing in front of what should be, or close to a packed house on Friday against Shamrock Rovers top of the table. Is playing in front of a packed Turner's Cross, does that add pressure, or do you thrive in it?
I don't think it adds pressure, to be honest. I think like even the Pats game was a great game to be involved in and great experience, and it definitely adds to the occasion, and you can up your game when it's packed, really, to be honest. It's very enjoyable.
And Shamrock Rovers themselves, have you seen much of them this season?
Yeah, I watched some of the Sligo Rovers game. I think they were very good in like the first half. They dominated, but Sligo also had chances, so I think we have to concentrate in our own game, really. Obviously they're going to be very good, they're up near the top of the table, they're always going to be good, but I think we'll concentrate in our own game, we should be okay.
Well, apart from staying in the team, what would your kind of hopes and ambitions be for the rest of the season?
Well, obviously primarily to stay in the team, but I think to stay injury free, to be honest, and like I'm still learning the game, so just want to keep improving week by week and hopefully stay in the team.
What were it? Was a back injury? Was the name?
Yeah, it was kind of back injury and growing osteitis pubis, it's called. It's complicated. It's kind of prolonged.
Same injury Dan Murray had, I think.
Yeah, exact same. Yeah.
And is your fitness something you have to work on then, like yourself outside of training?
Well, on personal level, I have to do a lot of kind of extra work because I've had injuries, kind of prehab they call it, to kind of make sure you don't get injured again. But I think like we do enough fitness, to be honest.
He looked at you when he said
that.
Sorry?
Is that a request to do less?
No, I think we do enough, but we need to, like, so it's good.
Yeah. And like the whole, like the way the season has gone so far, like is it like when you're involved as a player, do you kind of stop and say, geez, we're doing better than people were expecting us to do, or are you kind of immune to that a little bit?
I think you are immune to it, to be honest. Like all we can do is take it game by game, and when you look at each game individually, I think we've deserved whatever we've got out of it. When you look at it like that,
Yeah.
because like you have the whole week to prepare for the game, so like you only concentrate in the next game, and obviously it's been a great start, but I think we've worked hard for it, so we deserve it.